Hi, Billy Joe. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy to be here today. It's always exciting to talk with someone whose career is just bursting at the seams and things happening very fast for you. And so I just want to take a quick minute and introduce my our future audience to you. This is Billy Jo Jones. She is just taking names one at a time in the world of country music, and she's just coming off of the release of a dance single for her, a dance remix for "Why You Got to Be So Cowboy," which is really fun to listen to. You got to make sure you listen to that if you haven't. But thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking the time to chat with me. I'm excited.
I want to go backwards just for a quick second here to, it's always fun to talk to musicians and find out, like, when was that moment where you like said, "This is my thing. I don't want to do anything else but music."
I've had a couple of those moments. When I was 4 and 5 years old, my grandparents actually raised me since I was one. So I grew up listening to what I call the oldies but goodies. So Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, Patsy Cline, Keith Whitley, George Jones, all the greats. And so I knew I loved to sing. I would put on little concerts for my grandparents, when I was 4 and 5 years old. And then I kind of, when you get older, I still sang, but I took a detour. I got married at a young age and had kiddos, and so music kind of got put on the back burner.
Right.
I got out of that situation, and then decided to pursue music, with my whole heart, full time. And so I've really been grinding and pushing and putting in the work. And this, the past couple of years have just been an absolute whirlwind and have been absolutely incredible, for the career that I've had. So I'm super blessed to be doing what I love.
You probably feel like you've lived about 5 lifetimes in these last 2 years. Everything's
Yes,
happening so fast.
there's been so much going on. Even just this year, the past, 6 months or so has just been absolutely crazy. But I'm just trying to hang on for dear life.
Yes, yes. And enjoy the ride at the same time, right? And enjoy the ride at the
Yes,
same time because it's a
yes.
so great. So you mentioned a lot of just great country singers and songwriters. Is there any one singer or songwriter that, like, when you first heard a song, or maybe you hear one of their songs, there's one song that means so much to you that you keep going back to it and never get tired of it because it's got something in there that means something important to you in your life?
I'd probably have to say the first song that I ever learned how to play on the guitar, my dad taught me how to play it, and it's Keith Whitley, When You Say Nothing at All. And that song is just so special to me, not only because I love Keith Whitley and I love his music, but because my dad passed away 8 years ago. And so that's just kind of a memory that I love, and I play it at every single one of my shows. So that's definitely one of my all-time favorites.
That's really that's special, and your fans who have followed you so closely, when they hear that song, they know why you're playing it.
Oh,
They
yeah,
because if they have the
exactly.
people that really follow you, they know why you're playing it, and that's such a neat experience to share personally for yourself to know what it means to you, but also that your fans know that that's the place
Hmm.
where you're at when you're in that place in your song in the show. So
Yeah.
um, when you're doing shows, I'm sure you see a lot of families and a lot of young kids, and a lot of kids probably really look up to you and your music. Do you ever find it as a time to ask them like what they listen to and to say and maybe surprised sometimes by some of the answers that they, as you did, listen to your family's music, that they're doing the same thing instead of what maybe we assume they're listening to on the radio.
Yeah, it is surprising sometimes, especially, I have kids of my own as well, and I know that what they listen to changes all the time. But it's pretty cool to be at a show and, I'll see some little girls standing in the front and I'll ask them, do you have a song request or like what's your favorite song? And sometimes they request something and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like that's cool. That's on my set list." And then other times I'm like, "Oh goodness, I don't have any idea what Pink Pony Club or whatever is out these days in the world.
Right.
So it's crazy to see the different responses, from the kiddos at each of the different shows. But I enjoy it, and it's pretty special to watch them, especially when you can tell that their parents have raised them right, and they're singing along to all the '90s country music that I'm playing up on stage. So
Right, right. That they know it, that they know that music. Right,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I teach some music lessons, and it's always interesting when I ask the kids who they listen to. I'm always pleasantly surprised, not always, but most of the time, pleasantly surprised by people what they say and the people that they know, and at the age of 13 or 12, or even my own son. My son is 14, and the music that he knows, and then I try to, instill in him as we, just to not forcefully, just play it and see what he thinks of it, and just to have him hear that music once.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I love Zach Top. I love Hudson Westbrook. Ty Myers is one of my favorites. And it's really cool because my 14-year-old, he loves or has loved like rap music for forever. And just this past year, he's flipped and now he all listens to his country. And for his birthday, he wanted to go to a Ty Myers concert. So I got him tickets. And we're going to do that later this month. But he's so excited, and I'm like, I'm excited because this is music that I actually love and I can, stand to listen to. So
Sure.
I think I'm doing something right. I think, at least for right now.
Right, right. Well, it makes the car rides a lot more enjoyable, I'm sure, when you're
For
in the car.
sure. Yes.
And it's a nice parent and child bonding, to be able to agree on music and to have that in common when before it wasn't so much. And now it's kind of took a turn. So
Yeah.
that's
Now
great.
I let him have the aux cord or connect to the Bluetooth. Used to, I'm like, no, I'm not listening to any of the mess that you're about to put on.
Right,
And now
right.
I'm like, your playlist is better than mine. Put it on.
What was that song again? I like that song.
Yeah,
Who sang that?
exactly.
That's so great. That's so great.
Yeah.
So going back to the dance mix for a second, how did the dance mix come about? You had a song, it did really well, and in country music, sometimes there's extended mixes and whatnot. But it takes a special song to say, hey, we're gonna get this out there in a different format than we started because we really believe in this song. So how did they all come
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, so we released "Why You Gotta Be So Cowboy" last year on my first ever country album. We released on "Some Girls Don't Cry" is the title of the album, and so this was one of the songs that were on there, and we played it live, and people loved it so much. We'd even talked to some friends of mine. Actually, have a dance group. They're called Red Dirt Steppin' here in East Texas, and so they teach two-stepping and three-stepping and waltz, and they make up line dances and stuff. And so they actually put together a line dance for the song.
Oh
And
wow.
we told them we were doing a remix to it. They made a video, and we're going to post that later so people can actually learn the line dance to the song. But we just thought the song was so cool. And my producer is Kent Wells, which is Dolly Parton's producer, and he was like, I think we should add in some cool bass and some banjo and make this into a dance remix. And so we all loved the idea, and we put it out digitally everywhere. So it's in all the clubs and the dance halls and stuff. So
And that's great because like you said, you gave it kind of a reason too, because they created a line dance for it. So it made even more sense that it really fit that world of an extended dance mix because it became something that people can learn and can really catch on fire.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
and just so that's fantastic. Um, Kent Wells, you bring up. I'm going to jump ahead in my questions here a little bit because you bring him up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he's worked with a few people like Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Reba McEntire, and then he crossed the bridge of genres to work with Elton John, Michael Buble,
Uh-huh.
Pat Benatar. How did that come about that you started to work with him on this project?
So I actually was opening for Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters back 3 years ago. And there was this guy, his name is Lynn Snow. He owns Get Joe Records. He heard me sing and liked my voice, liked what I was, trying to do, and saw that I, needed some help getting out there and getting my name out there and my songs out there. And he's like, I can't promise you anything, but I do know some people, and maybe they'll open the door for you to come in. And so they took me to Nashville, and I got to meet Kent Wells, and I pretty much auditioned. I like went into Kent's studio with just me and my guitar, sang him a few covers and a few of my originals, and then Kent was like, "Yeah, I like her. She's a good hang. She's got a really great voice. I love her music. She's a great writer." And then we started working together. So we're actually recording my second album right now that comes out this fall. So I'm just blown away with all the support. And when you've got a really great team behind you, I mean, there's no stopping you. We've been absolutely killing it. I mean, all my awards and stuff. We've got 3 consecutive number ones in Texas right now. Number one Amazon bestseller for one of my songs. Working on a fourth number one right now in Texas with my song Flame. So we've been moving and shaking, and I love it. So
So exciting, and like you say about the
yeah,
team, it's so important that you have a good team behind
it
you because
is. Yep,
it takes a village to do something like this to get out there and perform
it
and to
does.
travel. Everybody out from the bus driver to the stage setup to the
Yep,
your all the different people that along the way, the promoter, the producer, the merch person, everything. It just takes a village.
yep, It does.
So that's great. And that I would imagine that must have been like kind of like a pinch me moment when you had that audition. You think about all the different people that he worked with, and that he not only was he want to do this album with me, but now we're working on a second album. So it
Yeah.
wasn't just a one time thing. Is now you're working on more music. You're continuing that working music relationship, which is so exciting.
Yeah. It's really special. And he is somebody that, I mean, Kent is just, he's just amazing, obviously. Look what he's done with Dolly. But
Mhm.
when I first started working with him, it's like he has taken this girl that knew that she had a voice, but didn't realize like how much of a voice she really had, and like some of the notes that I've hit because Kent showed me, and changed some things around on some songs and made it cooler and different. And he's just, I mean, he's a producer. He knows what he's doing, and I absolutely love working with him. He pushes me to new levels that I never even knew that I had. So I'm super honored to be working with him.
That's great. That's so great. Um, do you, when you think of all the different music that's out there, are there any guilty pleasure songs or that are outside the genre or outside the world of country music? Any like Broadway music or any rock or pop, or when you do covers for people, or something sometimes they have rock to them,
I actually cover some Journey in my sets when I play, which is definitely not what I normally play because
right?
I'm a Reba McEntire girl.
Yeah,
And so I cover Journey. I absolutely, but if I'm just listening to music, going down the road, I love some of Jesse Mertz stuff. I love Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, yeah, there's so many that I listen to. I listen to everything because honestly, some of the country music is not like country music in my eyes. I love the real country music. I love traditional country music, and I
right.
think it's kind of slowly coming back with a few people. But then there's still some of the country music out there that I'm like, this is not country. I'm not going to listen to it. So sometimes I'm not even listening to country music unless I put it on like a specific playlist that has, Cody Johnson and Lainey Wilson and Ella Langley. I just, some of those are some of my favorites. So, but yeah, I kind of, I listen to a mixture of everything. So,
I think it's really neat to be able to do that too, because some people miss that they don't listen to other genres, and you might get inspiration for another song because of something that happened in a different genre. You might
yeah.
slant your song with a little bit of a slight,
And I've done that. I've done that. There's actually a song I just started working on yesterday that's kind of like that. And so I think it's cool. I think you can learn a lot, if you, I mean, open your mind and be mindful to other things and other genres that can come in. I think it'll help your creativity in the long run. So, yeah.
agreed, because there's just so much out there, and it's so neat to be able to hear different things. And there's so many people who say, "Oh, I just listen to this kind of music," but there's just so much to be heard, and there's something good in any of that to just be able to pull bits and pieces. And I always remember going to see Rascal Flatts; they would always close their shows with encores of pop covers, and I always thought that was neat. I mean,
Yeah.
they might do a Bon Jovi song, and they might do, and I just thought that was kind of a neat, unique thing that they did.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun to hear something different. Not that I didn't enjoy the country of the country music,
Yeah.
but just to hear some different things. But I do agree with you that I think the true classic country is coming back a lot more. You hear a lot more of the steel pedal guitar.
Yep.
You hear the banjo sound. You hear the more acoustic guitar and more of a banjo, fiddle. You hear fiddle, violin. So much of that you hear now in these songs, and they're being brought back by young people.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I agree.
um,
And I'm loving it.
yeah, but enjoy every moment of it, right?
Yeah, my whole next album that we've been recording it has every single song has steel and fiddle in every single song, which is just incredible to me. So I absolutely love listening to it.
It's so good to see that happen because otherwise it's a lost art. The steel pedal guitar, it could have become a lost art, but that's what made some of these country songs so
Hmm.
intense and so neat to listen to. So that's exciting to see all that instrumentation come back, the voice style, the lyrics, the meaning, because there was so much crossover country for a while. And there's a place for everything in the universe, I suppose, but it's just neat to hear that where the roots of country are coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
So I understand that you have you're about to enter a music competition this fall called The Road on CBS. That's exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It is so exciting. I am one of the 12 finalists competing on the new TV show that's produced by Taylor Sheridan and Blake Shelton. It's called The Road. It's going to be on CBS and Paramount Plus. We actually got to, it's all done, filmed, everything's done with it. Everyone at home just gets to watch it in the fall to see how we all did. So there's 12 of us competing for the top spot. We actually get to go out on the road, opening for Keith Urban and his crowd, which was absolutely incredible. And then getting to work with our tour manager for the show is actually Gretchen Wilson. So we got to hang out with her and learn from some of the best. So I'm excited. I think it's a really, really great opportunity for all of us, no matter how far, each of us make it. It's going to be great to kind of see what they're doing. It's definitely unlike any other singing competition show out there. And I mean, I know anything that Taylor Sheridan touches literally turns to gold. So I'm excited for the show and for people to watch at home.
And it sounded like a unique concept too when I was reading a little bit about it, about how if someone does really well in one city, opening for Keith, then they move on to a different city. It just sounded unique, something different than the usual formula of
Yes.
the music competitions on TV. Just
Yep.
something different. So
It's really cool. I'm excited for people to watch it, and I think it's going to do really, really well.
probably very difficult with it all being done to just kind of sit tight and just not say anything to anybody, your family, your friends, your fans. Well, you'll just have to see what happens. You'll
You'll
just
have
have
to
to see.
see that this is way easier than not being able to talk about it at all because we had to go several months that we couldn't tell anybody that we were even, on this or that we had made it. We weren't allowed to say anything. And now they
Right.
finally released who the artists are. And that makes it so much easier for me because I've been sitting here, chomping it to bits to like tell everyone, like, oh my gosh, I'm on this new TV show. It's so cool. And I couldn't say anything till now. So I'm excited to actually be able to talk about it a little bit. I can't say a whole lot about it, but I
Sure.
can say,
Sure.
just a little bit about it.
Right. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah, just to be able to say that it exists and that you were on it, because I read
Yeah.
some of your social media. And you're like, I can finally just say something about it. I can finally say
Finally.
yes, you know. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. We'll all be excited to watch it and to and however everything comes out, it's always neat, like you said, the experience to be
Yeah.
able to work with such like you said, Taylor Sheridan. Everything's golden with Taylor
Oh my
Sheridan,
gosh, it is. It is.
and so and working with someone like Keith and the different people that you talked about working with that have been out there doing this for a living. Another pinch me moment, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely incredible. And Keith Urban is just the sweetest, down to earth, most precious human being I think I've ever met. So I'm excited for people to kind of see, behind the scenes and see how it all went. Like it's really exciting. I can't wait for people to watch.
Now you just came off of CMA Fest, I believe, right? You just
I
finished doing.
did. I went to my first ever CMA Fest in Nashville, which was absolutely incredible to be a part of. I got to do the whole, you know, getting parking and then being, shuttled in a van like up to the, thing at the CMA Fest. I don't know. It was just it was cool to kind of be, I'm an artist, but I've never been able to, be a part of that before. So it was cool to sign autographs and meet people and do a lot of interviews. And I think there will be even more interviews next year. So I can't wait to go back for my second year.
It's such a great opportunity. I mean, it's amazing, and I always feel
Yeah.
like I've not gone to any of the different festivals, but I have gone to some of the country, the traveling country show festivals, like the
Yeah.
Country Thunder, Country Lightning, those different things.
Yeah.
And I just feel like when you meet country artists, it's just a different feeling. They feel so warm. I mean, and we all have our problems in life. We all have our different things that happen to us, and we have to compartmentalize things so we can be with people and talk with them. But
Yeah.
I just feel like country singers are just so warm and welcoming to sit and talk with someone and to listen to what they have to say or to sign something for them. And I just different things. I've worked in the music industry most of my life, and it just seems so different in the world of country when it comes to
Yeah.
doing signings, especially mass signings when you got a bunch of people in one room like that, 5 or 6 artists or 10 artists, 20 artists. It just
Yeah.
seems like it goes a little bit, I don't know, smooth, more comfortable, more smooth.
Hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really special, and I can't wait to go back again for my next year. So I think I got my feet wet a little bit. I think on this first time, and then I think I'll feel like a pro next time I go in there.
Yeah, I think there's always got to be that first time of the first year going
Yeah,
in, and now you kind of go back and, oh, here's the bus. I know where I was. I'm going here,
yeah,
and
I know
here's
what
my
went down.
table. No, that's
Yeah,
so
I'm
great. That's so
excited.
Have you ever, when I know you spend a lot of time between Texas and Nashville, is what I've been reading. That, and so when you go to Nashville, what do you find yourself doing more of? Networking, songwriting, performing, or a little bit of everything? I mean,
Um, so here lately, it's definitely more networking. We do a lot of meetings, a lot of business dinners, and then I do some of the writers rounds sometimes when I go. I like to do those to kind of get feedback off, off the crowd and see if this song would be, great for, another album that we're doing. And then, I mean, I mainly go to record and stuff. So I record, I songwrite as much as I can, and then networking is really the biggest thing. I mean, you've got to be present to win is what,
mhm.
what I've always been taught. And so, getting to be there and to meet new people, and it's all about this person introduces you to this person, and then this person knows this person, and then it's all like Nashville's so big, but it's so small, if that makes sense. The network is just so small of, the people that are just kind of in this group. And once you kind of get in there, you got kind of get to know everyone. So, definitely networking, recording, songwriting for sure. I do most of my songwriting though, at home or when I'm on the road. So I'm just kind of all over the place though. But but everything's going super good. It's been a crazy whirlwind this year, but I'm loving it.
It's so exciting to see, to hear, and to
Yeah.
see all the different things that are happening for you. And in talking to some country artists in Nashville, that they say that just everybody kind of knows they're all connected. Like you said, it's a
Yes.
big town, but a small town. It's a good way to describe it. Like,
Yes.
so and so's neighbor, and then this person writes the songs, this person mixes the songs, and they all
Yep.
know each other. There doesn't seem to be a lot of pretenses in that world either. People, they want to help each other because they know how they got there, and they
Yeah.
then want to pass it forward a little bit. Pay it forward, and help someone else to get their career off the ground. So it seems like a very inspirational melting pot of musicians.
It is. It is. It's pretty special, and I'm honored to be a part of it. I love, being in Texas and all my Texas people and my Texas radio and my, Texas Regional Radio Awards show and the Tex Country Music Association. But I also love, being in Nashville and being a part of that scene as well. So they're both home to be, and I hope to continue to make both of them proud. So.
Have you had the chance at all to either watch a show or to perform a song here or there at the Bluebird Cafe at all yet?
I have. I have performed once at the Bluebird, and I had won top 8 in the Jack Ingram singer-songwriter competition in Austin, Texas. And so when we were part of that, then they got us a spot at the Bluebird. So I hope I get to go back again and perform some more now that my career is kind of getting bigger and my songs are getting bigger, and it's going really well. So I hope to go back because that place is absolutely amazing.
It seems magical. I've passed by many a times.
Yeah.
It's unconspicuous when you're driving by. It's in part of a plaza, with an awning and everything, and you wouldn't expect it.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
and
it's kind of
that
in
it
the middle
is
of nowhere-ish too.
right,
It's
right,
definitely not where everything is, when you go to Nashville. It's definitely kind of out there, but it's
You-
it's definitely worth going to.
right. I mean, you expect it to be in the center, like you said, and it's not.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the movie Bluebird? There's a documentary about it, and it's just really, really something. If you get a
I
chance
don't
ever,
think so, but now I need to go see that. I think I've heard about it though.
and then you'll be able to say, "Hey, I played there." It'd be like you'll feel
Yeah,
like, "Wow!" To
that's
watch that.
cool.
I mean, they
Yeah.
sit there with Garth Brooks and his songwriter for a song, and the man sings the song, and he's almost in tears as he's singing it. Garth is with him playing it, and the man's
Yeah.
almost in tears as he's singing. He's getting the chance to sing the song that Garth made famous for him.
Oh, wow.
And it's just so
Yeah.
many moments like that in that movie, and it's just. I've never been there myself, been so close, been outside the door, but never inside. But what a magical place it seems like.
It
And
is
it's
so
neat that you
magical.
did play there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so magical.
Is there anybody in the world of songwriting that you really feel like you're well matched with to sit down and maybe someday like a bucket list, a wish list to write with, to collaborate on a song with?
Oh, that's tough because there's so many. Um, Gosh, I don't know. I got to write with one of my bucket lists, which was Tranny Anderson. Absolutely love her. So we wrote a song together that's going to be on my album coming out this fall. I love Tranny. I would love to write with Bridget Tatum. She's another big one in Nashville. Actually, I got to see her live at the Bluebird one night when I went and saw Trisha Yearwood. there, which was incredible. I would love to write with Lainey Wilson or Ella Langley. I think that would be pretty special, and we would blend and mesh really well, I believe. So those are definitely some bucket list people for sure.
It's exciting to think about all the different people that are out there writing it right now, and
Yeah.
there are so many talented writers. When you started this whole process, did you think of yourself as more wanting to be more of a writer or more of a performer or both?
Well, I've always wanted to be a performer. I actually didn't write songs or even consider writing songs until I was probably 24, 25 years old. And now here I am, almost 35 years old. And I've learned so much and grown so much over the years. I love songwriting, but I still love performing. I mean, I want to be the performer. I want to be the star. I
Yeah.
want to be the artist that is performing the songs. But if I can do both, and co-write my own songs as well. I love that too. So I'm up for anything.
I want to be sensitive to your time. I know you've got a busy afternoon here, so I just have another question or two, and we'll let you get back to your afternoon here, of course. But I wanted to ask you, when you talked about some of the kids in the audience and everything, and when you look out into the audience and maybe you see whether it be a child or an adult singing back some of the lyrics to one of your songs, what's that feeling? How can you just put that into any kind of words?
Oh gosh. I don't know. It's one of those moments where, I've dreamed since I was a little girl that I was going to be a country music singer. Uh, and playing shows and seeing people sing my songs or, lining up to meet me after the show to take a picture with me or to get my autograph or whatever. Like that's something that I've dreamed of. So I probably just have to say that, seeing people sing along to my songs is just it's a dream come true. So I'm blown away anytime that it happens, and it's happening more and more lately. So it's a pretty incredible feeling.
And inspirational to hear you talk about it, because I think there's a lot of people that think, well, I don't know if it's something I could chase. If you have to make a lot of sacrifices, as you said, to
You
do
do.
something like this. You know,
A lot. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of time away from home, away from kiddos and for my situation.
yeah.
But it's worth it. And I truly believe, wholeheartedly that my kids see their mom chasing her dream full force. And I'm not just waiting around for something to happen. I'm making it happen. I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the hours. Going through a lot of ups and downs in this business to get where I am today. And they're seeing me never give up. And I think that's the most important thing is to show my kiddos to never give up. And whatever their dreams are, chase it with your whole heart. As long as it makes you happy, keep doing it.
Those are great. That's great advice for people of all ages. But I think kids sometimes too, they need to hear that, and from their own mom, even like that, to hear to chase your dreams, because you got to put yourself in. You got to completely commit yourself, because if you start to have those doubts, we all have doubts. But if
Oh
you
yeah.
if you let the doubts get the best of you, then it's hard to see. It's hard to overcome the downs, and you
Yeah.
know looking for more ups, of course. But there are
Right.
downs, like you said. So.
Yes.
What is the best way for people to reach out to find out more about you in the world of social media, as far as, you know, interacting with you, maybe answering a question online or something, or just learning about your songs and your music?
Yeah. Well, I still run all of my own social media. So if you see Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there's an email out there as well. My, website, everything is me. So if I comment back to you or whatever, it's definitely me commenting back. But I've got, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. My website is billiejojones.com, BILLIEJO Jones.com. They can find the links to, all my social media, my songs, my tour. You can shoot me an email, ask me a question, or comment on some of my stuff, and I will comment back. So I love hearing people's stories, and a lot of my songs and my stories have touched other people, and then other people have shared those with me, which is also really special. So I love getting those.
And sometimes something like that is life changing for someone. They hear
Yes.
something that you said in a song that like changed their whole focus in a positive direction. So it is neat to hear it, because we don't always hear it, because we're separated by miles, all of us. And with the world of social media, you sometimes get that chance to know the impact that you're making, and that other people make on you when they tell you how much you've helped them indirectly. So I thank you so much for your time, and we're
Thanks for
we're
having
looking.
me.
Oh, of course, we're looking forward to hearing more music in the fall. But there's plenty to listen to right now. There's not a
Yeah.
shortage of music to hear from Billie Jo Jones. Not a shortage of music at all. Make sure you get back and listen to that dance mix, everybody, for Why You Gotta Be So Cowboy, but 3 #1 singles in Texas and just taking the world by storm in the world of country music. We can't wait to see how your career continues to evolve. And we're looking forward to watching The Road this fall.
Yay! I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.